Lucrezia. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm happy I get the privilege of interviewing you today.
Thanks. I'm honored. I'm glad you picked me.
Well, let's start off with this. You look wonderful today. What you wearing?
I'm only wearing the latest fashion and the latest hairstyle.
Oh, yes, I see. Let's get down to business, shall we?
Yes, of course.
What's the name of your book?
The name of my book is The Nobility and Excellence of Women and the Defects of Men.
Tell me a little background about it.
Well, about me, a little bit of background about me is that I was born in 1571 in Venice, and I lived there until I died. I lived there all my life. I was raised by my father, Giovanni, and he was a very famous physician, and he wrote many medical treatises. Two of them were exclusively about women.
So tell me, what made you write this book?
Well, I wrote this book and chose the title exclusively for some male author who wrote a book right before me. His name was Giuseppe Passi. And he wrote this book and he just simply degraded females in every way. He used every worst form of slander possible to describe women. And I took that into great offense.
What was going on with you and Giuseppe Passi?
Well, nothing was really going on with us. It's just the book that he wrote. I didn't like the way he wrote it, and I didn't like the things that he said. He in the book of yes, I know I described men as in his book he described women in every worst possible way, but in my book I also described him as very men as very fickle and ill-minded. To begin with, the first part of my book was just what he did to women. I did it right back to him. I talked about how bad the male species was. The second part of my book is I took every single slander that he wrote in his book and I divided it up chapter by chapter and justified why I thought that that wasn't a good way to describe women at all.
How do you feel about this book?
Well, um, you know me. I'm not shy or I'm not insecure at all. I feel wonderful about the book. I don't have any regrets. It's just the press is taking press is taking a little offense to it. After I published the book, I had to write a palinode, which and I had to kind of apologize for the things I said in the first book. Um, um, and I got this book published because of my one of my father's many connections with the Venetian publishing company. I got it published by them, and I found out that the same people who published my book published his book too. So that's how I got it published. And they also liked me because of the way I spoke, and also how I was as a personality, how I represent myself. Because I could keep a conversation and I could defend myself against the male with no problem.
Well, last but not least, how did you get this published?
Um, like I said before, I got it published through a connection that I made from my father, the publishing company. So, yep, all in all, I I don't have any strong feelings against what I did, but I just have strong feelings against the author who wrote all the bad things about women and who chose to degrade women. And I'm happy. Actually, it was a good coincidence that the same publishers published both of our books. I didn't have a problem with that at all. But yep, I'm happy about the book and I'm happy about the way how it got published. And even though I had to apologize for some of the things I said, at least what I wanted to say got heard to begin with. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Well, thank you very much for your time. Would you be writing anything else soon?
I don't know. The last book I wrote before the nobility, but this I've taken a pretty hard beating, so I don't know if I'm gonna write anything anytime soon.
Well, that's all for now, ladies and gentlemen.